house.
I heard it when she said, oh, she was just using that as a strategy.
So that's what you heard?
Yeah.
You are a coward. Because there are a lot of things she had said on the show that she did not own up to.
Well. I mean, this was one of the reasons why I told you guys, I don't think this reunion should have happened, right? You know, I don't know, EBUKA, what's happening now? What's all this ones people are doing? I don't understand. Like, I just feel like as an extension, this is more of like an extension, right? From the boring personalities from the show, it has like been extended down to the reunion, right? And the personalities made up the show as how it became a flop down. It has affected the reunion. You understand? It has infected it, right? So it's a no-brainer, right? They are boring personalities, so definitely you get to boring reunion, right? And I mean, EBUKA is supposed to like, there are certain things it needs to like press on. I don't know why it's just, cut and join, just bro, come on now. Come on.
This is actually an insult to us. Big insult.
Crazy, man. Yeah, I don't know. But well, let's begin, please. I don't necessarily know what you felt about it, but yeah, I'm just, saying how I feel.
I'm so disappointed. I bet.
All right, yeah. Okay, begin, please.
Anyways,
yeah.
The clip we saw was a fight between Chinwe and Chisoba. And according to Chinwe's explanation, she said that the issue she had with Chisoba was one time there was a task. So they were looking for one fruit like that, and Chisoba was looking for the fruits. Mickey was in their group. That's Chinwe, Mickey, and the rest. They were in the same group. So they found the fruit on Mickey or with Mickey or something. So after they found the fruit, they now started looking for their cup. Do you get? And they now found it with them. With Ozie, only for Chisoba to say, people should stop taking our stuff. Do you understand? And it got Chinwe pissed. And she was like, why are you talking to us like that? We didn't even take your stuff. And she heard Chinne, talking about her and saying disrespectful stuff about her. And she was like, she didn't like that. Chisoba was like, I can't even remember if I even said anything. Chinwe was being rude and disrespectful, this and that. That was just their whole explanation to that. I
mean, it's just the whole, stuff that happened, basically the whole summary of the issue between, Chinwe, Chisoba, whatever, right?
Food fight.
Just that stuff that happened, I beg, please. Move on, please, move on.
When Chinwe was even explaining, just interrupted her. I was like, just say that the reason why you were not happy was because you wanted to be the head of house, this and that. Because EBUKA asked her, why didn't you, when you heard Chinne saying ill things about you, why didn't you confront her the same way you confronted Chisoba? Do you get? She was like, she didn't do it because she didn't want it to look like she was disrespecting the head of house. And they were like, it's a lie. It's because you wanted to be the head of house. That was why. So because you don't want to burn bridges, that was why you didn't confront her, because you were chasing to be the head of house. You understand? So they started like insulting each other, dragging each other, going back and forth.
The whole head of house stuff for Chinwe, basically, she wanted to have, more time with her man where they could have, more privacy and have, more clapping duties, right? That was for Chinwe, so more opportunities with that, right?
Yeah.
The main stuff was when, during the whole stuff where people had to vote. Remember, Chinwe had already campaigned. Chinwe had already, made sure that, she was confident that herself and Zion are going to be the head of house. You understand, right? And at the end of the day, it came out to be who?
Ndine.
You understand? So you saw how she was walking. What the hell, this and that. You people betrayed me, this and that. I'm going to make sure your reign will suffer. I'm going to make sure you're going to do this and that. She started, doing this. Talking about how, this person needs to leave the house. Was it Onyeka? I don't know. Was it Chisoba or whatever?
Yes,
right?
I think yeah.
You understand? You can remember, right?
What's their name again, Seth?
I've forgotten.
Onyeka and Chisoba.
Checkers, that's how she said that, they are going to leave the house, and I mean, that was when, fans of Checkers started now even, it's make even rules for those people.
Yeah.
You can remember, right? Checkers were so, right? So for Chinwe, it's more like, I didn't do this because, I forbid your... I forbid your auntie stuff, but I didn't want to do this or do that, right? And Oni was like, are you talking about my auntie? I talking about my auntie? I don't know.
Chinne said, you can never in your life, in the next 20 years, be the head of house. She was like, is that an achievement? She was like, yes, it's an achievement.
All right, so
obviously it's an achievement because you hustled for it.
Yeah, you hustled for it, right? If you can campaign to become the head of house, if Chinne says it was an achievement, it was an achievement. You understand, right?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
a clip of Ozie, like, what's their name? But is having issues with literally half of the house.
Yeah.
Had issue with Ben, Wani and Handy,
Femi.
Nelly, Femi, you know, the issues. And EBUKA was like all the things they did in the house influenced how the show went, because it was as if they were ahead of the show. I don't know if you understand me. And Ozie was like, he tried to do something new, bring a new vibe to the show by being careful. Like, he didn't want any fights, he didn't want any problem. Everybody just be cordial, like, just be okay. Wake up in the morning, you eat, you do the task, and you sleep. Wake up the next day, eat, you sleep, and do the task. That was just how he planned to run the house.
Brotherly, we're not here to give some fake stupidity on the show. You understand? If you wanted to bring something new, you would have affected yourself only, right? Everyone there were clearly affected by you guys. And this is why I blame these housemates, you understand? If you step up and come to a show, I don't understand. Why do people like kissing or looking or licking us out? I don't get it. By the way, twins came to the show, but you decided how you didn't want to program yourself in a way that will offend them because they were by the way twins. And when another person does, because they denied something, especially Ozie and Ozie, they have this kind of way they try to bend and twist words, see they're talking a whole lot and making sense, but they're not banging. They just talk useless statements. They don't make any sense.
Because he didn't agree that it affected the show.
Because if you're talking about how you didn't affect these people, whenever they wanted to do what they seem fit for themselves, you told them they should be mature.
Yeah. Call them fake.
If they wanted to be real, whenever they had chances on them being real and being themselves, just see Ozie will be like, looking for highlights. Hashtag mature. So if you're not on that lane or in that lane of you being on the hashtag mature, you're not part of the circle that can actually beat this happening boys or happening gang that try make the show be some type of way. Those people made it known that if you are being yourself in the house, right? If you're being yourself in the house, however you are, if it's not according to how they see it as the character arc or this nonsense, whatever if they don't approve
the way you behave in the house, it meant
you're not mature.
You are in negative energy on the show.
Of which that now died down certain moods in the house. So Ozie cannot talk about how he never affected stuff. He can still say that too, because at the end of the day, it's the end product of the people that allow themselves to be affected. That's when they'll be affected. So if Ozie says, I didn't affect you, where were you affected by Ozie?
Yeah.
You understand? So it's just quite crazy how people just find themselves influenced by certain things, even when they choose not to find themselves influenced. But all of a sudden, they just find themselves influenced.
Yeah.
Why? That's crazy, Sha. But I didn't want to hear anything from Ozie. I don't hear anything from Ozie.
Because nothing actually.
Nothing.
Nothing is going to come out of it.
Nothing,
So
I beg. I don't want to see these people. Please now.
Just observe.
Observe, please.
Maybe can I ask Handy that do you feel like you guys were scared to talk to Mbadiwe twins? She's like, no, that we're not scared or anything. They just felt that why would Mbadiwe twins say that they are loose garden? Do you remember that time when they drank in the garden and this was like, people are loose garden, that they were not happy about it, this and that, but she didn't feel like they were scared of Mbadiwe twins.
Of course, she has to give up the quotes about the whole Big Mamas ain't scared of nobody. Of course, one has to follow her and say, yeah, Big Mamas ain't scared of no one. All right, cool.
Okay, Nelly's even Nelly's point that I even took. Nelly was like, if you guys remember when Nelly became head of house, right? Ozie was like, this one that you're not head of house, you're not behaving anyhow. Do you understand? And Nelly was like, why would you even say that? And she just became the head of house. It wasn't even up to 3 days. She became the head of house. So which one is ever since you became head of house? If she has been head of house for 50 years, I don't even understand. So Nelly was actually the only one that had to say something that made sense there. They were actually influencing the house and making it a very, a graveyard.
Yeah, they made it, they just made it some type of way, right? Because if you can remember, when Onyeka won the head of house was when they were competing with Mbadiwe twins, Ozie and Ozie, right?
Yes.
When they were supposed to put something on their head, right? And you saw how Anita was just standing still. She was able to carry it on her head, of which, the tray touched, Ozie's head, and, they lost, right? So that moment, they were feeling like, well, we be G's, we be guys, this one will pain us. But it was really paining them.
Yeah.
Because along the line, whatever happened, though I didn't agree with what Nelly did, though, during that time, whenever they want to do that Aquafina task, Nelly just came from nowhere, waiting the others to understand, right? I didn't really, I don't understand.
Is it the one in the garden?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Of course,
so that was when
that was different from this whole Ozie telling her that, what are you feeling like?
That was after all. Was that not after?
No.
That was before?
That was unprovoked.
No, now.
Was it not?
That time that they had that fight during when I wanted to prepare for the Aquafina task. It was after now. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? But the thing is more of like, when Nelly, of course, said that, I could understand because that moment, somebody went twins, just wanted the housemates to worship them, right?
And they were bitter.
Yeah, they were bitter, but they pretended like, they were okay with it, right? If you notice very well, people in the house, when they actually win one or two things, you see what happens. This person, they even did to celebrate. They did so many people, understand? They didn't want them to like, win this or win that. So by the time, the ladies or so people won, you saw how they were, laughing at somebody way to now, like, taking it so personally, right? So for them telling Nelly, you understand, when just because I head of house, that's what I do now, I understand. But for you being the head of house, you saw what you did too. But I don't know, maybe in terms of leadership, talking about how they didn't like how Nelly was, how Nelly was like, controlling the house.
She didn't do anything.
Come on now, Nelly did stuff in the house, so that there's how Nelly was approaching people. It didn't really make any sense. There's how Nelly was talking to the housemate. It didn't make any sense.
The housemates too were disrespectful.
Disrespectful from where to where?
Like if you call them, it will take time for them to come. So what do you expect?
From the very beginning, Nelly's approach as being the head of house was crap. She was very disrespectful. If you witnessed it, you word that, go back and watch it again. You understand, right? Well, move on, please. Yeah.
Okay. EBUKA said, we've heard stories about you and your auntie, like how did things get this worse? She said that they are not in best of terms and their family has even tried to come in and make peace, but like I don't think they will ever be family in a long time. Do you get? And according to Chinne said that Ne was very disrespectful and it started in the house and even outside the house too. It followed them outside. And according to her as well, she said that Ne said that she's an alpha female, this and that, blah, blah, blah. She said that she doesn't even have a problem if Ne wants to stand up for herself, but she can't go about it the wrong way by disrespecting her. So EBUKA tried to poke nose and just like ask more for her to explain, more about this whole, their family involving in the whole thing. Trust Ne now, Ne did not go deep. She didn't want to explain. She was like, it's a private matter. I want to respect my family, this and that. I can't say much about this, but just know that she's doing her thing and I'm doing my thing.
I mean, it's quite unfortunate, right? EBUKA will respect Ne's, opinion. I wouldn't like to delve into family matters, right? But this is something everyone can relate with or relate to, right? For the whole stuff concerning Chinne, like I told you guys before, to just, pure jealousy from my own side, right? My own opinion, right? To just pure jealousy, right? After all, Kassia of Chinne, she's the one that made Une come for the show. You understand? And now me bring you show. You won't go on the shine past me. I don't understand, right? Because make me understand something. You spoke about how Une was disrespectful, but Une's talking about how she's an alpha female. How is that being disrespectful when you're already telling yourself how you are like this or that, right? According to Chinne, she's telling Une, I do this or do that. Une will say, I'm an alpha female, I cannot be broken or whatever. How is that disrespect? I'm here to understand that, right? So for it to even involve family members to try to settle them, is that serious? So, but mind you, it's not that deep, boy. They're making it look like it's so deep. And this is not even deep from Une's side. This is deep from Chinne. Understand that? That's how I feel.
That's how I feel.
That's how I feel.
I feel like this have everything to do with control.
Yeah, it's control. Yeah, it's just control, right?
If you get it, you get it.
Yeah, if you don't understand it, well, let it go. All I know is that, because Chinne is the one that got the message from multi-choice. She had the power to bring a partner and she chose who? Une.
Yeah.
By the end of the day, Une, maybe one or two things happen and she's like, but I don't know. It is what it is. Wish them the very best. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's it. But don't allow, especially when the real is not even worth it, to break you guys' bond. Yeah. It's not worth it, please.
Amen.
Clip between streets talking about Suj, say that they don't like Suj, hate Suj or whatever. So EBUKA asked was Toby Forge, like, why did you get the impression that Suj was fake? It was like, he said that he didn't understand him and he was just giving this weird vibe. That's how Suj was acting in the house. And his man was like, I bet this guy is fake, Jerry. Especially when they don't even have they don't talk, they don't engage with each other like that. And anytime they try to greet him and hi him, he just acts weird. And Nelly, So Ebuka asked Tofa, like, how did he get it? Tofa was like, that he's surprised to hear that too. That this is the first time hearing this whole to be forged, Mayor Frosh and Suj thing, and that I beg that they misunderstood his partner Suj. That was all he had to say. All right, Mayor Frosh, he said that that he feels like him using hate is a strong word, but he said that Suj and Tofa were discussing something. They were discussing about them one time, and Suj said, well, this guy they worry you. So Suj now said, that he can't even remember saying that. But even if he didn't even mean it that way.
Yeah,
It meant that can mean different things.
Exactly.
And I agree with that.
I agree. I mean, this person
they worry you. It's not that serious.
It's not that serious. This person they worry you. No, it can never boil down to something fully negative.
That's malicious.
You they worry you. This person they feel you. Say,
like, want to say, me, and that's up my game. That's how I see it.
Come on, that's normal, that's simple lingo.
Yeah.
It's just lingo. Yeah.
Okay, Suj said that Nelly wasn't a factor. Like, the issue he's having with Mayor and for to be forged, like, it had nothing to do with Nelly.
It had everything to do with Nelly.
All right, though.
It had everything to do with Nelly.
Yeah.
It had everything to do with Nelly. You understand, right?
Mm-hmm.
When Mayor Frosh would be with Nelly, Suj would frown. When Suj would be with Nelly, Mayor Frosh would frown.
And Nelly would just be driving
Nelly would just
the
be
car.
there driving the benzo. Come on, man. That's crazy.
Well,
that's
so
crazy.
He picked the next
you
option.
need to hear Mayor Frosh. I've done what you asked me to do. Nelly say, if you have done what you asked me to do, but you not do like this.
Please.
She control honcho. Otutu.
Like, do you understand?
Otutu. Oh, wahala.
That
all
is
right.
for makes sense. So.
Yeah. Both of them actually were uniform coats. Both of them.
Two.
Suj and Mayor Frosh.
Yeah.
Why Suj face gonna be like that?
I don't know.
Manchi, man. Oh wow. All right, go on, please.
Okay, a clip of Nelly and Mayor. It was giving Nelly, Mayor, Suj, Mayor, Suj, Mayor. Like, she was doing night shift and morning shift to both of them.
Yeah.
Anyways, do you think?
Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
I told you guys before. Her deciding to be with Suj, it wasn't her full decision. It was just impromptu. Nelly on the 100 wanted Mayor Frosh.
Yes.
Please go back and watch again.
She wanted Mayor.
So this one that happened between herself and Suj now just impromptu story. It just happened. It wasn't what she actually wanted. It just happened
because she said, "Oh, the Mayor went for the next option."
Yeah, that she wasn't available to begin with. My dear, that time when Mayor came, did you tell him we are not available?
Nope.
Did you tell him? Told him we're not available
and
and he went for the next option. Yeah. What are you talking about? Please, I beg.
That she now waits for the best option.
Wait for the next option. I wasn't available, so I went for the next option. Now, so they been a normal now. If something does stop, normally they go talk another thing, right? But that period, you never made it known that we're not available. In fact, you were posing as you were like,
I feel like
available.
The only thing she said was, I don't want to start something serious. It's too early.
No, ma.
But that one
is different. Did you say you are not interested?
Mm-hmm.
You don't talk now.
Exactly.
So please.
So if you say, oh, it's too early, and the person moves to someone else, all of a sudden they are saying he moved to the next option.
Please make it make sense. You know, bank, please. Yeah.
Anyways, the end of this matter is that they are cordial. That's
cool.
They see each other, they say hi, they move on. That's it.
All
right. We just saw a clip of the parallel talking. That's the whole Onyeka, Victoria, Kassia issue. In conclusion, Kassia said that on Sunday, after the eviction show, Onyeka came to her, and that was actually their first time having a conversation. She was just complaining about Sean and Wani, saying that there's no way she can even leave her friendship with Sean because of Wani, blah, blah, blah. And that Wani even have a large fan base, this and that. She cannot even leave that friendship, blah, blah, blah. And it got Kassia thinking that, oh, so was that the reason you want to stay in that friendship? So that they can have fans or their fans can be saving you. If kind of asked her that, did Onyeka say that was her strategy? She said no. That she insinuated it according to the conversation.
Just putting pieces together.
Yes, and I don't blame her for actually thinking that way.
Onyeka still said, right? Mm-hmm. My strategy is to be in different people's business.
Yes.
Now, Kassia held that one.
Mm-hmm.
The same Onyeka still said, I cannot leave so because of their, large fan base. That is two.
Yes.
Now, if your strategy is to put your nose on different people's business, and you don't want to leave a certain friendship because of their fan base, if you put the two together, you understand, it does make sense, right?
Yes.
But normally, Sha, if you want to quote,
that was not what she said verbatim.
We treated that time during the season. You understand, right? Kassia did not quote Onyeka. Onyeka did not say that. So if they had to pinpoint her on that one I lie already.
True.
They say, Kassia, you lied. You understand, right? But if in terms of her insinuating and making sure, okay, this kind of things, I mean, come on, there's room for people that tend to insinuate one or two things. Yeah, it can actually happen because when you just think about this, sometimes even when you don't even need to quote anyone, how one can just behave or feel about certain stuff,
you will know. It's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer.
You're
now.
Not dumb.
Yeah, say not today. They wait for quotes.
You wait for quotes. Until person tell you say, "I don't love you."
Yeah, not waiting for any quotes. So you understand, right? Use your
They wait for quotes.
Right. So at that period, when she said that, I'm like, yeah, it is what it is. But she said that Onyeka did not say that, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
If I asked Twani how she felt about it, Twani was like, at that time, she didn't believe it. It meant that she believes it now.
Yeah. I hate that. Yeah. So when one said that, like,
even Ebuka didn't allow her to face, I feel like if Ebuka had given her like a bit of a time, she would have said it.
Hey, normal, just to get back at Onyeka. When you see what I'm wanting. When they tell one stuff, then we're supposed to know, even if one or two things are happening, we're supposed to know.
And let me tell you, in her mind, she knows. But she'll act like, no. No, I don't think so.
I beg, when you go, now you want to. I beg, please. Yeah.
Okay, the fight between Kassia, Victoria, and Onyeka. Onyeka, how did it become Victoria's problem instead of Kassia? She said, Ebuka, no, she didn't answer. She was explaining something else. Ebuka said, Onyeka, answer my question.
I told you Onyeka lies a lot and she just dodges questions.
Yeah.
She just knows how to dance.
Please answer the question.
Yeah.
According to you, you are intelligent. You are very intelligent, but the way you answer questions, you get us to be. Anyways, at the end of the day, she said, because I wasn't even the one that invited Victoria. It was Kassia that invited Victoria. And Kassia was like, that she wanted to stand up and walk away, but she kept on hearing Onyeka just throwing jabs, saying different things. Oh, you're a coward, you cannot even call your friend out, this and that. And Kassia was like, okay, Victoria, come. So you don't even need to call Victoria at that point for Victoria to know that you were talking about her.
I mean,
and even when Kassia was saying she was the one, you kept on saying she wasn't the one.
Not even that, so the main one was when that was happening. Onyeka was raising her voice that, if you're that
exactly. Even when Kassia
was there.
So shouting.
If you are that person, so she wasn't even referring to Kassia. She was referring to Victoria. So what are you saying?
Yeah.
What are you saying? Now you wanted it to be Victoria so bad at that moment, but at the end of the day, to show that you actually wanted that, you still had that same issue with who? Victoria.
And when Victoria came, when Victoria came,
just blow up on her face.
Victoria was not explaining to Kassia.
Yeah.
What did she do? She faced her.
I mean, did Onyeka face Kassia on 100? Who did she face?
Victoria.
Please. Yeah.
I wonder was it though. So Ebuka asked Victoria. No, Victoria said Ebuka, it had nothing to do with Ozie. This and that.
Yeah.
That even prior to that fight, Onyeka saying different things about her, the whole short skirt thing, the whole different things. You guys know that.
Everything happened so crazy that even if you can remember, that fight that happened, Ozie spent time with Victoria.
Yes.
Onyeka was like, the hell? That period, she started fighting Ozie because he went to Victoria first before her. And she told Ozie that how can you as my G go to meet that girl before me? All of a sudden, she now said that, I'm going to have more time with you and don't be with her. So every time Ozie you see Onyeka just close marking the guy so that Victoria don't have a chance to have a conversation with him.
Even telling Chisoba.
Yes.
Don't forget Chisoba was so.
You understand, right? So at that period now, for Onyeka now, she's saying that, whatever that's happening, whatever she's doing, it doesn't one or two things, right? But for Victoria now, she stated that, that Ozie did not have anything to do with her issues with Onyeka. If Victoria says that from her own perspective, I will agree to that. But if Onyeka says that Ozie never had an issue, Ozie never had, a hand with her issue with Victoria.
And he wasn't a factor.
My dear, you go chop grass.
And maybe Victoria was even answering based on the fight.
Yeah.
Because that particular fight had nothing to do with Ozie.
But I think inside the Ebuka said, hey, say to give Victoria said, don't twist my words.
Exactly.
Don't twist my words. She clear.
They are going to continue tomorrow.
Yeah, she clears you. That's crazy.
She clear Ebuka.
She clear Ebuka, she clears you.
Yeah.
Hey, you understand, right? So, this kind of stuff wasn't be like,
He was smiling now.
Yeah, shilling himself, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, that's what just happened. SM Klein, I don't know. But maybe it is what it is. Red reunion, please, out of 10, 0. All right, well, I'll give it a 1. It is what it is. But I mean, Ebuka, please do better. I beg.
It's not Ebuka, please. Ebuka was trying his best.
I mean,
Ebuka tried.
Then
it didn't work.
Like I said, this personality.
It didn't work.
They're dead personalities. Then 100% boring, right? It is what it is. So SM Klein, ready on the dream moment. Comment here. Let us know what you feel about this video. If you love this video, let's make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Like our videos, share with this guy. We say thank you. You guys are the very best. You guys are awesome. Always remember, never to give up. Be the best at what you do. Success is guaranteed, not option. Staying guys. So just guys, peace.
Chakalaka.